Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So we have received a lot of information and trailers and gameplay and whatnot for various monster taming games throughout E3. I can't even keep up with all these updates. So we have 4 videos that we're going to be covering today. One's for Monster Hunter Stories 2, one's for Rune Factory 5, one's the Japanese version of Shin Megami Tensei 5's trailer, because apparently that is much better than the English version. And then the last one is Abomination, came out of nowhere with a release date and a trailer for that as well. So I'm definitely excited to show this off to you guys. I will say, regarding this Monster Hunter Stories 2 trailer, when we break it down, the quality is absolute garbage. I don't understand why IGN can't get it together, but this is their version of 1080p. I do believe there is a comment making fun of just that. Love IGN's 1080p. Everywhere else they call it 480p. There you go. So that's all you need to know. All right, let's jump into this though. The quality's bad, but it is new footage, so is what it is.
Welcome to the vast and vibrant world of Monster Hunter. As a rider in this RPG adventure, you'll explore diverse landscapes by riding your Monstie, a monster companion.
On a side note, one thing I would like is, so in Monster Hunter Stories for the 3DS, you always ride on your lead monster. Now, you'd think that would be a good mechanic, or that's at least always a mechanic, the monster that's out. But some monsters that you'd still might want to use are maybe more tanky and they're slow, right? But now it can't be out in the beginning of your party if it's annoying, right? Like if you're running around with a big fat monster, he's pretty slow to ride, so you're gonna have to constantly switch and swap. So I would like them to have the ability to have the monster that's in the overworld not be that same monster that comes out when you start to fight. I know that may be less immersive or whatever, but it would be a quality of life change that I would greatly appreciate.
Gather materials such as honey and ore, then use them to craft items for your journey. But beware of the many monsters roaming about. Some are docile, but others may suddenly ambush you. To fight, you'll team up with your Monstie.
Yeah, this is kind of funny because we had overworld encounters and stuff in the first Monster Hunter Stories on the 3DS, and I'm going to throw a little bit of shade here. The pop-in and the areas and stuff like that were much more put together than the Switch Pokemon titles. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this, like what Capcom does with the Switch, given the power they have in comparison to the 3DS version. Because the 3DS version was no technological slouch.
And use weapons and skills to overwhelm enemy monsters in turn-based battles. Win, and you'll be rewarded with their materials, which can be forged into new weapons and armor.
Yeah.
Hey, is that an egg? You might be able to hatch a new Monstie. Incredibly powerful Monsties can also hatch from rare eggs. Need more traveling buddies? Join up with friends for co-op multiplayer quests and battles.
Yeah, this is going to be cool. Man, see, I want to know more about the Steam version, because I'd love to do some co-op stuff with some people.
Buckle up, Ryder. It's going to be a real monster of an adventure. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin soars onto Nintendo Switch July 9th.
And Steam. So yeah, so really exciting. To me, what I've seen is Monster Hunter Stories 2 is literally just that. It's a sequel to Monster Hunter Stories. Same general mechanics, just with extras. Same idea with a monster, same kind of turn-based combat, but with more. That's what it is. It's an extension of, if you were to compare it to, let's say, Pokemon, this is like the Gen 2 to the Gen 1. This is just, like, Gen 2 was an expansion of Gen 1, essentially. This is kind of what this seems to be. So I'm really excited. This is definitely one of the games that I'm most excited for this year. Rune Factory. All right, Rune Factory 5, we finally got an English trailer for it. I don't know if this is the first one. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might be the second. But we do have this, so I haven't seen this yet. As goes everything else, I haven't seen any of these trailers yet. I've also never played a Rune Factory game.
I can't remember anything. Right, that girl's in trouble.
off a monster or two is one thing, but protecting a whole town? That's a lot.
Ooh, look at the dog.
Take that!
You know what? If you watched our stream, I do believe we actually did cover this now that I'm watching it. But we'll cover it for this video because I'm sure most of you haven't seen it yet. Oh, look, it's Dynamax, guys. That snake's sick.
This town is called Rigbarth. It's kept safe from monsters by SEED, an organization dedicated to protecting people.
Yeah, so in case anyone was wondering, Rune Factory is like a fusion between like, I guess a good comparison would be like Relegend. You know, you have your farming and then you have your RPG elements and stuff like that. That's basically what this is in the same sort of ballpark. It's very anime-y too.
I'll get straight to it. Tomorrow. Today, I rest.
I look forward to working together, as colleagues and as rivals.
All right, so it's coming to the West in early 2022. I'm kind of curious as to how close it's going to come out in comparison to Coromon. Again, I've never played this type of game before. I'm not sure how much farming and day-to-day stuff you have to partake in. If anybody knows, definitely feel free to let me know in the comments, because that's going to decide how much I play of it. I personally, if you enjoy like farming and fishing and day-to-day stuff, that's great. Personally, me, I'm not really as into that. So if this is something, if that's something I can mostly ignore, I'd be pretty happy. But yeah, okay, next trailer. We got the Japanese version of the SMT5 trailer, which apparently is much better, so let's check it out. This is definitely the first time I've seen it. Okay, it's already more epic. Bruh. I'm kind of curious as to why they decide to fuse. Like, why did he need to fuse with her? And it seems like her consciousness is what took over. I'm very curious about that. Hey, Naruto running. This is... Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, hold on. It looks like... See that? The game's turn-based, but it looks like you can actually get a free hit-in before combat begins. That's kind of interesting. That thing's sick. I love the really alien-looking ones. Oh, no wonder they didn't show some of this. The Nintendo one and the English one. That was Link. Buddy.
序と混沌が対立している。法の神と混沌の悪魔が戦いを続けてい
Oh,
る。
there's the pixie.
悪魔どもの勢いはいつになく強い。
それが本当なら僕らがいた世界はもう
Jack Frost. We did see some of this in
神
the
が
English
定め
version.
られた禁を破ったというのか。全ての貶められた存在の代わりに
邪魔する者には死よ。我が複数の牙を受けてみよ。新女神転生5。
Shin Megami Tensei 5. Sick. Sick.
初回限定版。
Buy our merch now.
数量得るといい。
What's this?
神と悪魔が人に東京に何をもたらすのか。
Something about Tokyo. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, you know what? You guys who told me to watch this one, because it's better than the English one, you were absolutely right. Firstly, this could just be me. I personally think Japanese just sounds more epic in every way. Okay? You know, you get English dub and they're like, "Oh, you bastard!" And then in Japanese they're like, they're like, "Yuru sana." It's just better, trust me. Anyway, that was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Last but not least, we have the Abomination official release date trailer, which, again, came kind of out of nowhere. So let's check it out here. And I right off the bat, I can see that there's been a visual upgrade to the game. The game looks to be... I don't know if the actual, like... To me, it looks like it's in a higher definition than before, but maybe that's just me. I could tell that some of the UI was changed and stuff like that, but the monsters themselves look more... they look a lot more clear. Mini games. Okay, so that mini map, I don't believe we had before. So this is new. I believe this. I don't believe this was in the previous demo that we played. So it looks like you're gonna have like a sort of navigation tool here. Yeah, so game has permadeath if you didn't know. Coming to PC July 29th. Try the demo now. Okay, so it looks like there's a new demo for the game. So we'll definitely be checking that out if that is the case. Pretty exciting. Okay, so Abomination, if you don't know, it's a roguelike game, but it's going to be one of those games where the like roguelikes generally aren't that long because they focus on replayability. This is going to be sort of like a middle ground where it's it's not as long as like your typical like 20-hour campaign, but it also focuses on replayability. Now, I don't want to, this isn't 100% fact, but I do, if I'm not mistaken, remember Carl saying that the game would take roughly 8 to 10 hours to beat, but then you have an infinite amount of possibilities because it's a roguelite, right? You can start with different monsters. You can start with in a different area, like different biomes, stuff like that. So it focuses on replayability, but it does have a longer campaign. So I think that's going to be a nice middle ground, to be honest. Like, it won't be too repetitive. And you can also customize like all the rules in the game. It didn't show this in this trailer, but I remember when I played the original demo, You could customize like everything. Like it was insane. I'll leave a video card at some point on the screen for you guys to check that out when I did play the demo. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so those are the 4 games. We got Monster Hunter Stories 2, Rune Factory 5, SMT 5 information, and new Abomination information. So definitely, if you guys want to stay up to date on all things monster taming, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll keep you guys up to date on all that. And you can follow me on Twitter, GymLeaderEd. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.